Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today as we go through a quick routine on how to strengthen and tone your core. We're going to work on some abdominals and some lower back as we go through this routine. I'm going to explain a lot as I go so that you have a good understanding of what we're doing and how to breathe and get the most out of these movements. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today as we go through a quick routine on how to strengthen and tone your core. We're going to work on some abdominals and some lower back as we go through this routine. I'm going to explain a lot as I go so that you have a good understanding of what we're doing and how to breathe and get the most out of these movements. So let's start off in a standing position, and I'm going to face you, but it's okay if you start at the back of your mat. That's totally fine. I'm going to stand and face you so that you can see the movements that I take for now. So we're going to bring our feet together and reach up over our head into an extended mountain pose. And just ground ourselves here for a second. We really want to focus on aligning the body. The core is all about alignment of the body. So we're going to have a nice tight abdominals. As we inhale, the belly comes out, and exhale, we're squeezing that diaphragm back, and as we do so, our abdominals contract and we solidify this nice straight standing posture. So this is the basis of all movement, and especially core movements, to really solidify the breath. So take a few breaths with me and let's get into that feeling of solidifying the core so that as we do these movements, we know what that feels like. So big inhale in, exhaling and squeezing the diaphragm and finding that stability. As we do this, let's balance the weight between our forefoot and our heels, making sure that we're standing nice and upright, lifting through the crown of our head. Big inhale, let it all into your stomach, and exhale, squeezing it out. Now from here, let's go ahead and step our feet wide. We'll reach those hands up over our head in that extended mountain, and we're going to just take this to one side. We're going to stretch out our obliques a little bit. This takes core just to stabilize, to keep that posture, and we're going to reach with this. So not just relax, but we're reaching, and we're keeping the weight balanced between the left and the right feet, as well as front to back. Reaching straight out to the side. You're going to feel a good stretch in this oblique, and we're crunching here on this side. And then we're going to come up, reach up high, and back over to the other side. Exhaling as we come into the bend. And then keep those breaths going where you squeeze your abdominals on the exhale. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach high up overhead. And from here, we'll go ahead and bring our feet together and put our hands, fingers facing down on the small of our back. And we're just going to arch back, squeezing the glutes just as far as what's comfortable. Again, you're trying to find the balance point between the front of your feet and your heels. Perfect. And then we'll do the opposite counterbalance pose and bend forward with a nice straight back, so your hands can be on your knees or even down to your shins, so long as you can keep that back nice and straight. Extend out through the head. Focusing on that nice squeezing breath. We're going to reach down towards the mat. We're going to step with both feet back. Our hands are directly under our shoulders here, and we're going to dip down into a chaturanga. So the elbows make a 90-degree angle, and we're straight. We're activated all the way through our heels, through the top of the crown of our head. And we'll hold this. It's like a holding push-up. And we're having to engage our core and keep our shoulders rounded back. And I want you to focus on that nice same breath. Round that belly out and exhale, squeezing it in. Good. Now we're gonna let our hips dip to the ground and we're gonna come up into a nice cobra. And it's okay if your cobra is down here with the hands out in front, that's totally fine. You don't have to come all the way up, but we're just gonna stretch out the abdominals here and make sure that they're nice and loose for us. And then we'll come back down, allow yourself to lay, and we'll do another chaturanga. But this time, we're going to lift one leg up. Again, stay activated through the heels. Keep the rest of your body really nice and straight. And remember to breathe. We don't want to hold our breath here. We want those contractions, those nice big breaths, where when we exhale, we're squeezing the abdominals to keep ourselves nice and straight. Relax back down. Put the hands out in front. Push back into your cobra again, stretching out the front of our core and compressing the back. Perfect. Release back down, laying flat once more. Hands come back to the sides of the chest. We're gonna push up again and lift the opposite leg. The elbows make a nice 90-degree angle. The shoulders are back and down. And we're focusing on those nice, deep breaths. Beautiful. Release down, hands in front. We'll stretch it out one more time. Let those shoulders sink down and back. You're only pushing up as high as you feel comfortable. Just giving your abdominals a nice stretch. Let's relax back down. We'll come to one side. We're gonna place the knee under us, and then the other leg will be out straight. And we'll start here. I'll show you an advanced portion of this once we get into it. So we're gonna find a side plank here. And we're gonna come up. And from here, you can leave this leg down if you feel like you need the support. But if you can take it out and the legs can be spread, that gives you more stability. And we're squeezing this oblique. So we're really working the side of the abdominals here. And as we do that, we want to make sure that we're straight, again, through the crown of our head, down through our heels. And if you want to challenge yourself just a little bit more, you can place the feet on top of one another. Again, keeping good stability in the shoulder blade rolled down and back. Takes a lot of core engagement, so work on those breaths. Make sure you're squeezing with those exhales. Beautiful. Let's come down. We'll do the opposite side. Again, the base leg can stay down for a moment. We're going to raise up. And then if you feel you have the stability and the strength, you can place the other foot down and back. Squeezing here with this oblique this time. Keeping that shoulder blade rolled down and back. Extending through the top of our head and down through our heels. Really working on the sides of the abdominals here. And if you feel comfortable, you can place the feet on top of one another. Again, focusing on those nice deep breaths, those contracting exhales. Squeezing the oblique there, keeping yourself so that your body is perpendicular to the ground. Beautiful. We'll relax down and we'll get into a boat pose. For this pose, we're going to lean back, and if you can, extend your legs. I have my hands here for support for now. I'm going to look up at the corner of the room that I'm in, or the ceiling. This helps me make sure that my chin stays off my chest and that my posture stays nice and straight. Then, once I'm comfortable there, I found the balance point on my tailbone. I can let my arms go and palms up. I'm going to keep my shoulder blades rolled back and just balance here by squeezing my core, my abdominals, especially my front abdominals right now. The lower abdominals are going to be worked by holding the legs up, and my upper abdominals get worked by holding the rest of my body hinged in this position. Nice big deep breaths. If you want to, you can allow yourself to come down a little bit deeper. This will increase the hold. Again, trying to keep the pivot point just at your tailbone and keeping your gaze upwards. Same nice deep breaths. And relax. We'll sit upright, find that posture, and then we'll do this one more time. For this boat pose, on this second time, we're gonna keep our knees bent. We're gonna have our hands at heart center, and we're just going to give a little twist to one side. Twists are super important. It's a big function of the core to do a twist. So by doing this little twist with our boat pose, we'll challenge our stability in our abdominals, and you will feel the burn as you have to hold and balance yourself there in the tailbone. And it's okay if you falter and have to reset yourself. That is totally fine. Same deep breaths. Inhale and exhale and twist. Beautiful. So those are a handful of movements that you can incorporate into your yoga routines while working with a wheel or without. You can get a good core workout in, tone the abdominals a little bit, and feel like you're training the stomach more while doing your normal flows. Easy things to add in. Remember the deep breathing, contracting the core, and keeping your posture, your spine in alignment, engaged throughout those holds. And remember not to hold your breath. Thank you for joining me today for this quick core routine centered on movements that you can use to tone and strengthen your abdominals and your core. It's important to throw these in. It's important to have a strong core, and it's really nice to be able to tone it up a little bit while you're going through your normal flows. So find some of these holds that you like, find some of these movements that you like, and throw them in to get more out of your routines. I appreciate you joining me today. I hope to see you again.